Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, welcome to all of you for this evening session on Srimad Bhagavatam. So Maharaj Parikshit is requesting Muni Sattama. Yesterday I have already explained the meaning of Muni Sattama and Yadoho Dharmashilasya. So today we'll describe the next two lines. Tatramshena Vatirnasya Vishnur Viryani Samshanaha. So please narrate the exploits of he who appears in it. Whose exploits? The exploits of him who is the fullness of Vishnu, who exists in Vaikuntha as an Amsha. So this means Vishnu is a main Amsha of his Amshena Vishnu. Yaha Kalv Amshena Vaikunthe Vishnu Bhavati Yasya Ekamsha Vishnu Tasya Purnasya. So Vishwanath Chakravarti says. So alternately, Amsena means narrate partially. The gist is no one has the power to fully discourse on this topic. So this is Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport that Krishna's glories are so unlimited that somebody can narrate only partially Amshena like that. So in this connection, Sanatana Goswami says, Amsena avatirnasya, Asharva subodasya, means he whose nature is not easily understood by everyone, or else Amshena Sri Baladeva Saha. The idea is Baladeva's exploits as well are worthy of a praise. So some of the commentators, they say that Krishna is Amsha of Vishnu. So in order to clarify, Jiva Goswami explains that Krishna showed his own abode to the cowards. It would contradict the statements such as Krishnam cha. The cowards were totally amazed when they saw Krishna praised by the personified Vedas. So also we heard so many times Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Goloka Namni Nijadamni Talechatasya Devi Mahesha Haridama Shuteshu Teshu Tete Prabhava Nichaya Vihitaschayena Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship all the primeval Purusha Govinda, by whom diverse respective powers are distributed in the abodes of Durga, Shiva, and Narayana, in his own abode called Goloka, and also in Gokula, his abode on earth. So this is the meaning of Amshena, like that. So going to the next verse, Avatirya Yador Vamshe Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavanaha Krutavan Yani Vishvatma Tanino Veda Vistarat. The Super Soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, the cause of the cosmic manifestation, appeared in the dynasty of Yadu. Please tell me elaborately about his glorious activities and character from the beginning to the end of his life. Kechidahurayam jatam punyashlokasya kirtaye yado priyasvanvavaya malayesyeva chandanam. So Queen Kunti is praising that even though they say that you are unborn, still you appear in Yaduvamsha, to glorify Yaduvamsha. So in the same way, Malaya hills, sandalwood appears in Malaya hills, is very famous, like that. So again and again, this yadu, this word yadu is coming again and again, right? Avati, like that. So this in this verse, the word is very important, that but his deeds are already partially described in verses in Bhagavatam ninth canto. Jato gataha pitrugruhat vrajam edi drutaha. So after his appearance, Krishna, by whom wealth is expanded, left his father's house and went to Vraja. So Bhagavatam ninth canto. So that is anticipating Maharaj, objection. Parikshit Maharaj says that true, his exploits cannot be described in entirely, even after summarizing them. So you partially described them by summarizing them in two verses. Therefore, narrate by expanding only those ones in many verses. So this word bhuta bhavana is very very important. So note it down. Bhuta bhavana means he makes beings have prema. So by his appearance in this world, Prabhupada writes in the purport, by two ways: by speaking Bhagavad Gita and by narrating, by enacting wonderful pastimes. He actually arouses love in all the living entities. Bhuta bhavana, So this bhuta bhavana, bhava means prema. So one who arouses prema in all living entities is bhuta bhavana, right? So bhuta bhavana. So so it is mentioned that so nrulokam na mayam sa murtaya sarvangaramaya. So he delighted the world with his body, whose every limb is charming, right? So Bhagavatam, ninth canto, 24th, 64. Avitrupta drusham nunam. So he vanished from the sight of humans whose eyes are not yet satiated. So anybody who saw Krishna even once, they are never satisfied. He like that. So so that is why then it is very important word. That is why like that, bhuta bhavana. Then another word, vishwatma, is there. Bhagavan, avatirya yadur vamshe avati Bhagavan bhuta bhavanaha kritavan yani vishwatma tanino vada vistarat. Right? So vishwatma is also very important. So Sri Sanatana Goswami, he gives another meaning. Bhuta bhavana means he protects everyone. He protects everyone. Bhuta nachamastani bhutani, like that. Paschame yogam aishwaryam. Bhuta brunnacha bhutasto mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. So that verse is there, 9th chapter Bhagavad Gita, 5th verse, I think. So in that verse, Sridhar Swami explains that Bhuta Bhavana means one who protects living entities. So always remember, Bhuta means not ghost and all. Bhuta means living entities, souls. So Bhuta, another meaning of Bhuta is ghost also. But here Bhuta Bhavana means one who is protecting the living entities. There is like that. So this word Vishwatma is very important word. Vishwatma means Paramapriyaha. Paramapriyaha. Like the soul of all. In other words, he is most dear. Krishna is most dear to all of us. We don't realize. That is why he is known as Vishwatma. Vishwasya Atma, like that. So he makes one understand, this means he is an inspirer as regards bhajana to him. So another meaning, Sanatana Goswami says that he inspires, he is an inspirer as regards bhajana to him. So he makes us understand. So Krishna is very kind. If you actually we give our ear to Krishna Katha, then he will make us understand, like that. Therefore, glorify Vada, Vada Vistarat, so all those actions like that. The next verse I am reading out, all of you can memorize this verse. Nivrittatarshayr upagiyamana Bhaushadashrotramanobhiramat Kautama gunanuvadat Puman virajeta vina pashugnat. This verse, Srila Prabhupada said, before every day, all of you remember, every day we should actually glorify the holy name of the Lord every day. Then, so that is why before chanting, Prabhupada said, before you start your malas, you can offer certain prayers to the holy name to obtain the mercy of mercy of the holy name. So Prabhupada said, you can chant this verse, Nivrittatarshay Upagiyamanat Bhavashidishrotramanobhiramat Gautama Shloka Gunanuvadat Puman Virajeta Vina Pashugnat. So very important verse, very wonderful verse. Um, like that. So Nivritta Tarshair Upagiyamana, right? So glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in the Parampara system. That is, it is conveyed from the spiritual master to disciple. Such glorification is relished by those no longer interested in the false temporary glorification of this cosmic manifestation. Descriptions of Lord are the right medicines for the conditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. Therefore, who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord except a butcher or one who is killing his own self? You must have heard this verse many times. So, Nivritta Tarshair, it is like in Maharaj Yayati's pastime I have narrated, even if our hair becomes gray and then our teeth start falling down, we have our face getting wrinkled, but still these three things will not go: Trishna, Jivitasha and Dhanasha, right? So here the qualification, who will relish Krishna Katha, Maharaj Parikshit is giving, Nivritta Tarshair, one who is no longer interested in false glorification of this cosmic manifestation. Prabhupada writes in the translation. So this is a very important word. So we should, unless we become free from Trishna, Trishna means intense desire to enjoy in this material world. Unless we are free from Trishna, we cannot relish Krishna Katha properly, right? So then these two words are also Bhavaushadi Shrotra Manobhiramat. Bhavaroga. Bhavaroga means, always remember, birth, death, old age, and disease. However, how much ever money one may earn, how much ever fame one may earn, however, how much powerful one may become, uh, how much renounced one may become. Even if all these little opulences are we acquire, however beautiful one may be, however knowledgeable one may be, however strong one may be, uh, how much wealthy one may be, still um, one has to suffer from this bhavaroga, birth, death, old age, and disease. These people, they keep advertising, so and so is the richest man, so and so is wealthy, famous man, so and so is Miss Universe, so and so Mr. Most, so and so strongest, bodybuilders like that, Mike Tyson and all that. But somebody may be powerful, like um, what is his name? Trump, Donald Trump, president of America, or Xi Jinping, president of China, or Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi. Everybody, like they have a list, the most powerful person, right? They have some survey, the most beautiful, Asia's most beautiful woman, something like that. They survey, they make survey. Whoever it is, everybody has to suffer from this bhavaroga. So Chaitanya, Parikshit Maharaj is giving what is the medicine for this bhavaroga. Uh, uh, it is hearing about Krishna, hearing about Krishna. Bhavach is Shrotra, Shrotra Manobhiramat. Shrotra Manobhiramat. Prabhupada says that usually the medicine that we take, whether it is allopathic medicine or Ayurvedic medicine, medicines tend to be bitter. And also, we have experienced some of the medicines, they have side effects, like burning of the heart, burning of the stomach, and so sometimes some eruptions take place on the body. So many side effects are there of these allopathic medicines, and medicines are bitter. But Prabhupada says the medicine for bhavaroga given by Sukadeva Goswami is Manobirama. Shrotra Manobhiramat is very pleasing to the ears and the mind. Vishwanath Chakur Thakur and Sanatana Goswami, they all comment very nice meaning, that note down, what is this, Shrotra Manobhiramat means the sounds of Krishna Katha are pleasing to the ears, and the Krishna Katha, the meanings of this Krishna Katha are pleasing to the mind. So always, so that is why when you simply hear about Krishna, uh, it is pleasing to the uh, blissful. And then if you understand the tattva behind these pastimes, you become, you experience Adbhuta, right? Adbhuta. So, like that is why each Krishna Katha, that is described in each Krishna Katha, has describes the one meaning of the meaning behind one Upanishad. One Upanishad, like there is a like every pastime has like Brahad Aranyak Upanishad, it is there. So the pastime of Brahma Vimohan Leela, if you read that pastime, you get the benefit of understanding that Upanishad. So you don't have to read again that Upanishad. So like that, there is one Krishna Upanishad. If you simply hear Damodar Leela, you will get the benefit of understanding, reading that Upanishad. So Upanishadartha, like that. So that is why each Leela has one tattva. Like uh, last week I have described the meaning of Pralambasura Vadha. Dhenukasur Vadha, like that. So that is why. So the Manobiramat means Shrotra Manobiramat means the sounds of Krishna Katha are pleasing to the ears, and the meanings of behind Krishna Katha are pleasing to the mind. Ah, you will when you study deeply and understand tattva behind the pastime, then wow, you will experience adbhuta rasa, and then it is pleasing to the mind. So that is why one we must actually hear continuously. So another word in this verse is pashugna. Pashugna means the animal killer, or the killer of the soul. So there Prabhupada gives two meanings: are a butcher, or one who is killing his own self, like that. So the word pashugna to refers to a karmi who desires to attain heavenly happiness by reaping the result of executing sacrifices of animals ordained in the karmakanda section of the Vedas. Only he would refrain from hearing a description of the Lord's qualities. For example, those who follow the three paths, dharma, artha, kama, are averse to the discourse of one whose intelligence is fixed in Hari. So this is one meaning of Pashugna. Another meaning of Pashugna is actually butcher, those who are meat eaters. Prabhupada writes in the purport that even though this so many kathas are organized and so many thousands of people they attend, if they are addicted to meat eating, they cannot understand Krishna Katha, and they don't derive any benefit. So that is why unless when we this is the basic qualification. When we hear Krishna Katha, we should hear with this two intentions. One is that I don't know anything, so I'm ignorant, so I should hear. Another thing is I should hear Krishna Katha to, I will make an effort to purify myself. So that should be there. So that is why Prabhupada says, so many thousands of people they attend these so-called kathas, but they can't even give up coffee, tea, what to speak of eating meat and all. But those devotees, people who attend our programs, uh, Krishna Katha, our Krishna conscious programs, they give up everything like that. So this is one meaning, like that. So anybody, Parikshit Maharaj is saying that anybody who is what is the Prabhupada in the purport writes that one should not hear from a person who is a Avaishnava. You know, just like milk touched by the snake poison becomes contaminated. In the same way, Krishna Katha narrated by a Avaishnava, a non-devotee, doesn't serve any purpose. So that is why we should hear only a person who is free from Nivritta Tarshair, Trishna. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that one who is free from material desires, means Prabhupada is saying that one should hear from a self-realized spiritual master, right? So for us, self-realized spiritual master is Srila Prabhupada. So we should read his books like that. So Prabhupada, so you may ask why we should hear from you. Actually, we both are actually practitioners. I'm also practitioner, so you're also practitioner. So when I'm speaking from Prabhupada books and other acharyas books, so you are hearing from them. So if I become deviated and then speak my own stuff, then it is useless. So that is why every time we quote Sanatana Goswami said like this, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said like this, Prabhupada said like this, because we want to hear what Prabhupada said, what Sanatana Goswami said, not what I want to say, because I'm not a self-realized person. So that is why he's saying that Puman also, while listening to Krishna's qualities, how could a materialist hearer like me indifferent to it? Because since it is a remedy for material life, the reason both the speaker and the hearer are non-different is stated with Shrotra Manobirama. So although I'm not, Parikshit Maharaj is saying, although I'm not liberated and I do not want to become liberated, my indifference to the discourse would be inappropriate also, because it delights my ears and my mind, since I'm a materialistic person, is due to humility and so on. So the Pashugnath, means Vyadhat, except hunter. So thou, he could be considered as a sense enjoyer. Factually, he is not even that. In so far as he doesn't even know the happiness of the two worlds, earth and heaven, since his intelligence is pierced by afflictions such as hatred. So this is another meaning of Pashugnath. Pashugnath means he doesn't know both happiness of earth and the happiness of heaven, because his intelligence is very dull. That means those who are in a mode of ignorance. So those who are butchers, those who are addicted to eating beef, especially, they can very difficult for them to understand. So that is why Prabhupada quoted this verse many times. You must have heard. Rajaputra Chiranjeeva, Majiva Muniputraka. Jiva ma marova sadhu, Vyadha ma jiva ma mara. So very interesting. So one sage, he was giving blessings to different people. And he says, Rajaputra Chiranjeeva, O Rajaputra, O son of, O prince, live a long life, because you are enjoying now. After this, you may go to hell. So you live as long as possible. Then Majiva Muniputraka, oh Brahmachari, don't you die immediately. Why? Now you have performed austerities and penance. As a result, you will go to heavenly planets and enjoy there. Then Jiva Ma Marava Sadhu, oh Vaishnava, you may live or you may die. It doesn't. Prabhupada says, for a Vaishnava, whether he is living on this earthly planet, whether he is living on uh, Golok Vrindavan, it is the same, because he is engaged in the service of Krishna. Then, oh hunter, don't live and don't die. Because right now you are in hell. After that, you will be going to hell, like that. So that is why, so in this in this connection, Baldev Vidyabhushan, he comments that the sounds and of the meanings, in other words, it should be served by mumukshus, jivan muktas and muktas. Thus it is a status as a goal of life is obvious. So somebody who is averse to hearing Krishna Katha, Baldev Vidyabhushan says that he is an animal, because who kills himself after making himself averse? So if somebody becomes averse to Krishna Katha, means he is averse, he is killing himself. He is killing himself. So he is an animal, because he sees non-discriminately. He sees Krishna's deeds and another deeds as the same. So this means accept one who brings himself down. So the one who is not interested in self-realization, he is actually soul killer. That is killing of his own self, like that. So next, there are three verses combined. Taking the boat of Krishna's lotus feet, my grandfather Arjuna and others crossed the ocean of the battlefield of Kurukshetra, in which such commanders as Bhishma Deva resembled great fish that could very easily have swallowed them. By the mercy of Lord Krishna, my grandfathers crossed this ocean, which was very difficult to cross, as easily as one steps over the hoof print of a calf. Because my mother surrendered to Lord Krishna's lotus feet, the Lord Sudarshan Chakra in hand entered her womb and saved my body, the body of the last remaining descendants of Kurus and the Pandavas, which was almost destroyed by the fiery weapon of Ashwatthama. Lord Sri Krishna appearing within and outside of all material embodied living beings by his own potency in the forms of eternal time, that is, as Paramatma and as Virat Rupa, gave liberation to everyone, either as cruel death or as life. Kindly enlighten me by describing his transcendental characteristics. So here, Parikshit Maharaj is saying that our family deity is Krishna. So therefore, a discourse about him should always be heard. So that is a Parikshit Maharaj is meaning by that. So Parikshit Maharaj, uh, you know, he's saying that this Bhishma Dev and other warriors, they are very very powerful, warriors. It is not easy to defeat them. It's not easy to defeat them. Actually, he is actually Atiratha. Atiratha means he who can take on 11,000 bowmen and who is skilled in releasing missiles and is using weapons is called Maharatha. But he who can fight against an unlimited number of opponents, he is declared as Atiratha. Atiratha. So Bhishma Dev is Atiratha, and so many Maharathis are there on the side of Kurvamsha. So so actually it is impossible to it is impossible to defeat this kind of warriors. So actually, but our grandfather, especially Arjuna and all, they could easily cross over because it is said that Samashitaye Padapallava Plavam Mahatpadam Punyayasho Murare भवाम्बुधिर्वत्सपदं परं पदं padam padam yad vipadam natesham. So it is a beautiful verse quoted many times by Prabhupada. Samashritaye padapallava plavam mahatpadam punyayasho murare. For those who take shelter of the boat, the abode of the greats, of the blossom like feet of Murari, whose fame is pure, the ocean of material existence becomes a calf's hoof print. The supreme domain, not the place of mishaps, become theirs. Padam padam yat vibadam natesham. So this world, at every step, there is a danger. So how much people are suffering because of this corona and so many diseases, so many accidents. Anytime accident can take place, anytime the business may go loss, anytime somebody dear to us may die. So there is no guarantee to this life. So padam padam yad vipadam natesham. This world, at every step there is a danger, but samashitaye padapallava plavu. So this material universe is consisting of 4 billion miles. The diameter of this universe is 4 billion miles, and very very difficult to cross over this material existence. That's why Krishna says daivi esha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. means impossible to cross over. Dhuratyaya, Daivi Yesha Gunamayi, because my Maya, this is my Maya, Krishna is saying. So how powerful it is. It's impossible to cross over. But such a ocean of material existence becomes, this, especially this Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, they are very, very deep oceans. It's very fearful, actually going into the ocean and all that. So like this, this material world, whose diameter is 4 billion miles, it's very, very difficult to cross over. But if you surrender to Krishna, it becomes like a calf's hoof print, which can be easily crossed over, like that. So that is why this, if you see, like, we have been living in this material world since time immemorial. So that is why we have accumulated so many vasanas over the, you know so many lifetimes. And then those people who meditate, who want to achieve mukti by practicing yoga and jnana and all that. So they have to, by their own efforts, they have to uh, remove all these vasanas, and that is why it is very, very becomes difficult. 60,000 years, so many lifetimes, they practice like that. But Prabhupada said, whatever Vishwamitra Muni has achieved in 60,000 years tapasya, a devotee of Krishna can achieve by sankirtan, or doing sankirtan for just 3 months. So it is so easy. Then usually Prabhupada said, in Satyuga, um, they used to live for 1 lakh years. So out of that 60%, that means 60,000 years they have to meditate. Then in Treta Yuga, they used to live 10,000 years. Out of that 60%, that is 6,000 years, yajnas. And then in Dwapar Yuga, people used to live for 1,000 years. Out of that 60%, 600 years. Then Kali Yuga, we are supposed to live for 100 years. So that is why Srila Prabhupada said, if you can chant for 60 years Hare Krishna Mahamantra and follow regulatory principles, you can achieve perfection. This is called the material existence becoming calf's hoof print, like that. So, and it is become very simple. We have to just take book of Bhagavatam and read on a regular basis. Then, without your knowledge, you will become, you will go back to Godhead. So, another meaning is narrate the exploits of he who is giving bliss and death to the insiders, right? So, Prabhupada always said this, right? Prabhupada always said this. And those who are devotees of Krishna, they will see Shyamsundara form at the time of death. And those who are non-devotees of Krishna, they will see Krishna as time. Vikral Roop is Vikral Roop. Kalapurusha, Kalapurusha will appear like that. So that's what here he's saying. So Parishit Maharaj is saying that the Lord protected his body of mine, although it is an object of contempt, because it is unfit for a life of eternal religious principles. So, no, the idea is Kuru Pandavana Santrana Bijam, means the Kurus and the Pandavas' fame and dharma were protected by the Lord, so casting away the fault of destruction of their dynasty. Therefore, the Lord protected only by his body only for their benefit. So, because the Lord is very kind to the Kuru Vamsha and especially to the Pandavas, because Drauni, means Ashwatthama destroyed with his Brahmastra the entire Kuru and Pandava dynasties. He killed everybody. So in order to, so that he protected the Kurus and Pandavas by saving Parikshit Maharaj's body, because later on Parikshit Maharaj will can perform Shraddha ceremony for all of them. So like that. So not only that, Krishna dispersed the power of the weapon with his own mace, like the sun disappears. Here it is mentioned, he's mentioning chakra, but in Bhagavatam first canto it is mentioned the Lord, protected Parikshit Maharaj by dispersing with his mace, like that. So not only that, you have protected my body, and then you have protected my mother's body also, right? So how can a Parikshit Maharaj is raising this question? Should I become indifferent to topics about the Lord? That would be a lack of gratitude on my part. So in the same way, Krishna is protecting us, right? Krishna is protecting us from all. Um, Suppose Krishna is giving us free air, free air. So now they are charging for oxygen. In Delhi, they have some what is that? Oxy bars, because the city is so polluted. They have opened oxy bars so that you pay some money and get fresh air. So for all these corona patients and all, they have to give oxygen. They have to pay so much money. No, they have to pay so much money for this. So Prabhupada says, we should be. Many people, they think, when one purport Prabhupada writes that many people, they think that when we go to the temple, um, we should ask something from the Lord, but actually we should go to the temple and offer respectful obeisance to the Lord Shri Krishna out of gratefulness, out of duty, that it is our duty to go to the temple and offer obeisance to the Lord and say thanks to the Lord, because he is supplying all our necessities, even though many of the people on this in this age of Kali are inimical to Krishna, because even to the demons also Krishna is supplying. So that is why Parikshit Maharaj is saying that you saved Kuruvamshas and Pandu's dynasty, and then you protected my body from Dronastra. Not only that, you protected my mother's body also, who is a glorious devotee. So how can I be indifferent, to hearing the topics like that? So here Amrita means either the highest sweetness, devoid of unending series of miseries such as death in the family, planet of Sri Vaikuntha, or love for Sri Krishna's lotus feet. So owing to this particle, there's an Amritam Cha, So not only that, he's saying that reveal his confidential pastimes too. Please reveal his confidential pastimes too. So like that, Parikshit Maharaj, he's like that. So there are so many verses in this. So Krishna is saying that Maya Manushyaschya means Mayaya Nitya Sakrutya. For example, see Yoga Maya and Ichha Shakti is described by the scholars as the potencies called Kamala, Bhumi, and so on. So, so with Maya Shakti, Krishna is appearing in this world. So he is asking different questions. Rohinyasta Tanayaha Prokto Ramaha Shankarshanastvaya Devakya Garbha Sambandaha Kuto Dehantaram Vina. My dear Sukadeva Goswami, you have already explained that Shankarshana, who belongs to the second quadruple, appeared as the son of Rohini named Balarama. If Balarama was not transferred from one body to another, how is it possible that he was first in the womb of Devaki and then in the womb of Rohini? Kindly explain this to me. So he's asking this about Balarama's appearance, like that. So why did Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, leave the house of his father, Vasudeva, and transfer himself to the house of Nanda in Vrindavan? Where did the Lord, the master of the Yadu dynasty, live with his relatives in Vrindavan? So Lord Krishna lived with both in Vrindavan and in Mathura. What did he do there? Why did he kill Kamsa, his mother's brother? Such a killing is not at all sanctioned in the Shastras, right? So one's maternal uncle, the brother of one's mother, is on the level of one's father. So when a maternal uncle has no son, his nephew legally inherits his property. Therefore, why did Krishna directly kill Kamsa, the brother of his mother? So Maharaj Parikshit was very inquisitive about his face. So all the throughout, this Jarasandha and other demons, they blamed Krishna that you killed your own uncle. You killed your own uncle. But Kamsa was such a rascal. He killed his own nephews. That is no, they have no problem. These demons are like that. So they had no problem when Kamsa was killing all his nephews. But when Krishna came and killed his own uncle, so they were all throughout his life they were blaming Kamsa, Krishna, that you killed your own uncle, you killed your own uncle. So Mama, Mama Banja, they are very closely related. Always joking and all goes on between them. So how come Krishna killed his own maternal uncle Kamsa? So Parikshit Maharaj was very surprised, right? That Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has no material body, yet he appears as a human being. For how many years did he live with the descendants of Vrishni? How many wives did he marry? And for how many years did he live in Dwarka? So, always remember this. Ajopisan avyayatma, bhutanam ishwaropisan, prakritim swam adhishtaya, sambhavami atmamayaya. Remember this verse all the time. Fourth chapter, I think fifth verse. Fifth verse. Ajopisan, Krishna, even though Krishna is Aja, unborn, you know, and his body is imperishable, Avyaya, and then Bhutanam Ishwaropisan, he is the controller of all living entities. Then he is uh, he, by keeping Maya under his control, while keeping Maya under his control, Prakriti, he appeared. Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. Sambhavami, Srujami, these are very important words. So, how, Krishna, even though he has no material body, because our body gad jata hai, there are 6 transformations take place our body. So, but Krishna's body is avyaya, so that is why he has no material body. That is why. So, even though he has no material body, how he appeared as a human being? For how many years did he live with the descendants of Vrishni? How many wives did he marry? Like that. So, a great sage who knows everything about Krishna, please describe in detail all the activities of which I have inquired and all those which I have not, for I have in full faith and I am very eager to hear them. So this is a very important that So this is how an inquisitive student, disciple should always inquire from the his spiritual master. All the details about. So Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know all the details about Krishna's pastimes. Each and not only his confidential pastimes also. So that's why he's requesting that please. Narrate for me all these wonderful pastimes, where Krishna appeared, why Krishna left immediately after taking birth, so like that. So one acharya says that see Krishna sometimes, for everything time has to come. Krishna had to wait for 11 years, or what some people they say 15 years, and to come and kill Kamsa and rescue his parents. So that is why, when troubles appear in our life, we should not be in a hurry that they should go away, because they won't go away by our wishing or by our trying. Only when the mm, only when the duration of suffering finishes, that time only some solution appears. So till that time, we have to keep chanting and wait and have patience, because we should not become impatient. Whatever we may do, whether the troubles will not go away, sometimes we have to wait. So that's what Krishna advised when demigods appealed to Krishna for killing Bali Maharaj. That time, when demigods appealed to Lord Krishna to kill Hiranyakashipu, said, "No, you wait." Till that time, uh, when he uh, when he offends his own son, who is a pure devotee, that time I will come and kill. So till that time, Shravan Kirtan karo, and then do my puja, and then wait. So this is, uh, uh, you just can't wish away the problems. you know so even Krishna had to wait, 15 years, you know, to kill Kamsa. He was incognito. He was living incognito. They say out of fear of Kamsa, isn't it? Like that. So if Krishna had to wait 15 years, to solve some problem, who are we, right? So this is the nature of this material world, like that. So, but भगवान की दरबार में देर है अंधेर नहीं है, ऐसा बोलते हैं, like that. So those who have faith in Krishna, eventually they will come out of this material existence and go back to Godhead. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.